Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to understand how to check whether a given grammar is LL1 or not. So, for today's lecture, I will be solving this question which is highlighted. So the question says, check if the following grammar is LL1 or not, and the grammar is given over here. So we have to check whether the given grammar is LL1 or not. To check if the grammar is LL1 or not, we have to follow those 5 steps which I had said in my previous lecture. Just a bit revision. The 5 steps are, the first step is to check whether the grammar is having any left recursion or left factoring. Second step is to calculate first and follow. Third step is to create parsing table. Fourth step is to perform stack implementation, and fifth step will be creating parse tree. So let us start with the first step. This is the grammar which is given. Let us identify whether there is any left recursion or left factoring. So if you observe, the grammar does not have any left recursion because there is no variable on the right hand side which is starting with the same as the one on the left hand side. Also, there is no left factoring in the grammar. So with the step 1, you can write it in your answer paper that the given grammar has no left recursion and left factoring. So this is what you can write it in your answer sheet. The given grammar has no left recursion or left factoring. This can be written in your answer paper because every step carries a mark when you're solving. So make sure you're writing this in your answer paper. The second step is here. I'll again write step 2. So uh, those who want to note it down from an examination point of view, this is how you will be writing. So this is the second step, step 2, that is to calculate first and follow. So by now I guess everybody knows that whenever I want to calculate first and follow, I will create rows for the variables, that is my capital letters, and accordingly I will be calculating first and follows. Whenever we are calculating first, we start from the bottom of the table, and whenever we are calculating follow, we start from the top of the table. So let us start calculating for C. So what will be added in the list? So if you observe, C, first of C is a small letter B, so I will add it in my list. That's it. First of E. So if you observe, यहाँ पे there's a mistake. It is epsilon. Okay. So first of E, if I observe this highlighted rule over here, then the first of E is small e. And because of this highlighted rule, the first of E is epsilon. Thus, first of E is small e and epsilon. Likely, if you observe the capital letter S, first of capital letter S is I, sorry, and A. Okay, so this is my first for S, E and C. Now when we start with follow, we know that the default symbol dollar is added in the list of the starting symbol. I repeat, as you all know, when we write the follow of the starting symbol, a default symbol dollar is added in the list. Let us check what is the follow of S. Follow of S, okay, here. S is followed by a capital letter. So by rule, when a capital letter is followed by a capital letter, you replace that capital letter with its first. So now, when I replace capital E with ES, follow of capital S will be small e, and if I replace this E with epsilon, okay, I have to replace it with first. So first of E is both E and epsilon. So E I have replaced, I have got my follow. Now when I replace capital E with epsilon, you will see or you will observe S becomes the last symbol. Thus, follow of S is follow of S itself. Right, so E and dollar is my answer. Now, if you just observe next, follow of S is follow of E also because that is again the last letter. Let us calculate follow of E. So, with this follow of E and follow of S is one and the same, that is E and dollar. Let us check what is follow of C. Yes, the follow of C is right. It is T. Okay. So this is how we have calculated first and follow. So we are done with the second step. The third step is to create parsing table. So we know that the rows will have the variables which are on the left hand side of the grammar, and the columns will be having all my small letters, that is my non-term, that is my terminal symbols, that is A, E, I, B, T in this grammar, and extra column for dollar is added. Now how do I fill these cells? So what I do is I go to the first of S. First of S has I and A. So I was coming because of which sim production? The I as first was because of this production. So I added that production in my S and I column. Okay, so S and I column, I have added this production ICTSE because in this first I was written because of this particular rule. Similarly, because of the rule S giving A, I got the first A. So this is how you fill different rules in the parsing table. Let us go to E. Now E ka first, that is small e, we got because of E giving ES. So I've added that in the specific cell. And when you observe E ka first is epsilon. So whenever we encounter an epsilon, we select the cells for the list which is there in the follow ka column. So if you observe, it has E and dollar. So in this E, I will have to add one more production, E giving epsilon, and the same production will be added in dollar, that is E giving epsilon. Okay, and for C, ka first is what? B. So in the row of C and in the column of B, I will write C and B. Now if you observe, there is this only cell, I'll just highlight it with some color. This is the only cell which has two production. This is not allowed in LL1. Whenever a cell has two productions, then you say that the grammar is not in LLM. Thus, I just conclude my answer. The given grammar is not in LL1. I repeat once again, if you observe the given cell, see I have highlighted the cell, if you observe the given cell has two rules or two production rules in it, when this kind of condition arises, you say that the grammar is not in LL1. Thus, step 4 is not required. Okay, this step is not required over here. We stop our solution only with step 1, step 2 and step 3, and this is how we check whether the grammar is one or not. For you all to practice, I have written this example. I want you all to check whether the given grammar is LL1 or not, and also because every time it is difficult for you to go through the videos, so I have noted down the rules for calculating first and follow. You can pause the video. I will keep the video available for 30 seconds. Make a note of these rules, and whenever you are trying to solve the numerical, you can go through the rules and then solve. Obviously, with practice, things will become more easy. These sums, whatever sums are taken on LL1, operator precedence, shift reduce, make sure you practice as much as possible. The more you practice, you will get a knack on how to solve these numericals. So these are the rules which you can follow for calculating first and follow. And this is the numerical which I want you all to try to check whether you have understood whatever was explained in this lecture and all in previous lecture. Thank you everyone for your patience listening.